What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mode video. So today we're going to be talking about the newly released ARGUS shotgun for Season 8 of Call of Duty Mobile. And boy, this one is a doozy. So the reason why I say that is because we might have just received the most controversial shotgun ever in Call of Duty Mobile. And keep in mind, we are in year 4 and we have gotten a lot of shotguns in the past, such as the Echo, the Jack 12, and even shotguns like, okay, let's be honest, like I don't even remember the shotguns on the top of my head. If anything, guys, I don't even use shotguns that often. But yes, this one is quite controversial given the power that it currently has. Yeah, people like Bobby Plays and just other various YouTubers saying that this is quite an overpowered shotgun and it's most likely going to be banned from competitive matches. And if anything, I kind of agree. I mean, given that the range is absolutely insane, especially for a shotgun, this actually can prove to be pretty problematic. So the ARGUS shotgun obviously originated from Black Ops 3, and it also made its way into Black Ops 4 as a DLC weapon. A lot of people were kind of just begging them not to bring the Black Ops 4 version of it, which doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, COD Mobile is a completely different game, which most likely was going to have its own separate stats. But I would say that the ARGUS shotgun in this game is far stronger than what it was in Black Ops 3 or even Black Ops 4. So there were a few things that we were wrong of. I mean, there are some differences between this version of the ARGUS and, you know, the Black Ops 3 or even Black Ops 4 version. First off, it's not actually a slug round in this game. I ended up figuring that out within the training room. It's just multiple shots that is just tightly put together. It's a very, very tight spread, almost to the point where you would just simply think it was a slug round at first glance, but no, it's actually just multiple shots. If you shoot the wall and you look closer, you could actually tell that there's more bullet holes than just one. And because of that, it's very easy to one-shot people from miles away. I mean, a lot of people have recorded that they could actually one-shot people from over 50 meters away. So yes, that's the entire reason as to why the ARGUS is very controversial right now. It's a bit on the overpowered side. So before we actually get into the attachments that it does contain, I also like to tell you guys that even without attachments, this thing could still one-shot at pretty far ranges. But there are quite a bit of flaws with the weapon. But first, let's actually talk about the attachments, because it's kind of like a hybrid of both. It has Modern Warfare style attachments, but it also has Black Ops style attachments. You know, we do have grips that increase the... You know, you guys basically get the point. You know, you have grips that increase the ADS speed by a massive amount with no downsides or anything like that. And there are other attachments that have, you know, bullet spread downsides, recoil downsides, hit flinch downsides, stuff that you normally see with Modern Warfare weapons. So yeah, this shotgun seems to be kind of like a weird mix between both types of gunsmith styles. So first off, let's talk about the muzzles, because this is actually pretty interesting. So there are 2 different types of silencers, and I think 2 to 3 different types of compensators. One of them obviously is the choke. This is kind of like a standard for most shotguns. It increases the range, the bullet spread, as well as the hip fire spread with the cost of speed. And there also is the shotgun attachments that, you know, silence the weapon, which are, I guess, the Black Ops silencer as well as the Outlaw silencer. So the attachment names are a little bit different for this weapon. I think it has something to do with the attachment skins of Black Ops 3, kind of like how it was with the Dingo with the Steel Rain barrel or the Steel Rain grip or something like that. It's kind of like the same thing here. That kind of explains why the attachments are named the way that they are. But yes, for the most part, the silencers aren't really too recommended with this gun. They can help you stay off the map, obviously, but there's one in particular, like I think that's the Outlaw suppressor, that has like all these serious downsides with bullet spread and hip fire. Basically the opposite of a choke. Instead of gaining those said benefits of bullet spread and hip fire accuracy, you lose them altogether. So if you guys are going to be using a silencer, I do recommend actually just using the Black Ops silencer, because that one only keeps your weapon silenced with no upsides, but very, very minimal downsides of, I think, 4% ADS time. That way you just keep the gun a little accurate. Moving on to the barrel attachments, there are 3 of them. There's the Black Ops barrel, the light barrel, as well as the Outlaw barrel. So the Outlaw barrel is probably the best choice That one increases your range by 20% while also giving you, I think, over 7% ADS bullet spread. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But there are other barrels, like I said, the light barrel increases your ADS speed as well as like the other one increasing your range just slightly. But yeah, probably the heaviest barrel is probably your best bet if you want to maintain good range and good accuracy. The stocks I'm not going to bother, going over. They're more or less the same as just any other stocks, especially for shotguns. They're okay. As for the grips, same stuff. They have the Black Ops style grips where, you have like a high amount of ADS speed with little to no downsides, mainly just sprint to fire or hit flinch stuff. As for the magazine attachments, so this is a pretty unique situation because there are 3 different types of mag attachment. One that lowers your ammo capacity, at least for the entire thing, or at least before you reload. So instead of going up to like 10, you have 7 instead. It just increases your reload speed by like 30%. And there's another one that just maintains the same amount of ammo within your magazine, but you do get like, I think, 20% reload time. It makes your gun reload faster with the added benefit as well as having your gun kind of like do this little flip thing whenever you do an empty reload. So it is pretty cool. But there is another attachment called the Fast Extended Mag that actually increases your amount by 5, which it gives you 15 shells, might I add. And it also gives you an accuracy boost, well, ADS accuracy boost. And also, of course, the fast reload benefit. This one comes with the downside of, I believe, 8% ADS time as well as 10% ADS movement speed. So there is quite a cost, but definitely worth it. I kind of thought that the twirling animation for the empty reload was reserved for all of it or even without the mag, but no. For some reason on the Black Ops Fast Mag, that's the only one that has any type of weird, unique animation for an empty reload. Also, like the R9, it does have some trigger action attachments, basically increasing or decreasing the bolt time with the cost of certain abilities. So for example, we do have the Black Ops lever that does increase your ADS movement speed by 10% and also your bolt time by 10% with the cost of 10% ADS bullet spread accuracy as well as 8% vertical recoil. As for the second lever, which is the Outlaw lever, I believe this one actually increases your ADS bullet spread by 10% and your hit flinch by 10%, but it decreases your bolt time by 10%, so it's going to be able to shoot a lot slower, but with a lot more accuracy and a lot less hit flinch. As for probably the most popular one, we do have the classical lever. So this one actually increases the bolt time by 15%, increases your sprint to fire delay by 15%, so it's going to be a little bit faster when you're pulling it up, and it also increases your ADS time by 8%. Of course, this one comes with some serious bullet spread and hip fire accuracy downsides. So you guys might have to think twice before using one of these. If anything, I don't really recommend using any of them at all. And I mean, as for all the other attachments, you have the same classic lasers that we normally get, as well as just the same perks. So there's nothing really crazy going on there, but yeah, there's quite a bit of unique attachments for this one. But I actually do want to take a second to actually talk about how this gun performs, because it is kind of important. So yes, while it is very strong when it comes to long range, there are some times where it does kind of feel very inconsistent. There'll be times where you're hitting someone across the map like just in one shot without any effort, and there'll be times where you just do like the most minimal amount of damage for no reason at all. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are pretty familiar with this gun already. I'm sure some of you guys already have it in your possession and you're grinding it out in shipment. I'm sure you have noticed this before where you know you're dead on accurate against someone and for some reason you do like very little damage. And you know you hit them perfectly, like in the chest, every pellet lands, but for some reason it gives you like a reduced amount of damage. I mean, I even got headshot damage only up to like 28 when I've landed every single shot to the head. I don't know if there's like some RNG stuff going on with this gun, but yes, I have noticed some very weird inconsistencies when you're like, at least in terms of damage. It does kind of alleviate the issue when you do put a lot of ADS bullet spread attachments together, but for some reason it could be very inconsistent sometimes. It's like one of those things like where it's really overpowered when it wants to be. So finally, let's actually get down to the camo challenges. So this one isn't really that hard to do. I mean, given the power of this weapon, there's no long shot kills or anything like that. I guess they switched out the challenges at some point. But yes, I think those challenges got replaced with, I believe, getting 2 kills without dying 30 times. This one is kind of tricky at first because you'll be going on a crazy streak and it'll only count for 1. The thing is that you actually have to kill 2 people, then die, and then do it again. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It works kind of like the same with melee weapons. But yeah, I think that's something that they should actually fix. It feels kind of like a hassle to do rather than how it should be. Other challenges include the basic stuff, get kills with no attachments, get kills with attachments, and for the sand camos, I kind of forgot how easy it was. It's only up to like 300 kills, so by the time you get to that point, you've pretty much already done all the major challenges, so there should not be any issues right there. One thing I will say, probably the hardest challenge is actually the hip fires. And that's something I haven't gotten into yet with this gun. So the hip fire for this gun is just fucking bad. Like, I mean, it is fucking awful, dude. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already experienced it already. This thing is not the most accurate, and that's kind of like how it is in design because it's supposed to be an ADS type shotgun, not a hip fire shotgun. So yeah, you kind of have to build it in a certain way where it does actually have some good hip fire accuracy, and even if you do that, it's not always a guaranteed one-shot kill. It's still very inconsistent. Another thing I have noticed is that when you are hip firing, the rechambering time is it feels a little bit slower. Like when you're aiming, it feels pretty fast, but when you're hip firing, for some reason, it just rechambers a lot slower. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe that's actually a bug, or maybe that's also by design. But yeah, I have noticed that. So if you are going to do that, I would recommend probably using some, one of those bolt attachments that increases your time to rechamber. Probably another challenging part of the camo grind is maybe headshots, but again, it kills in one shot, and most headshots will always be a one-shot kill. So for that, I mean, just if you're having trouble, just use a red dot sight or something. It shouldn't be too hard. I think you only need like maybe 40 headshots, so it shouldn't be that crazy. But yeah, the challenges overall are pretty simple for the most part. As for a diamond thing, of course, I'm like midway through the entire grind. I decided to take a break because I'm kind of tired. But yeah, that's my initial review on this gun. Yes, it's pretty overpowered, but at the same time, kind of inconsistent when it feels like it. It's very hard to tell if it's RNG or if it's kind of just like that. But yeah, I mean, I kind of have to continue testing this weapon a little bit further. Maybe do some games after I get it diamond to really see what's going on with it. But yeah, it's still a pretty broken shotgun. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD mode content. I'll see you guys next time.